Hey everyone, Felipe here. Welcome to another Tower of Saviors card review video. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the new Tenacious Verb Series 1% Jackpot card, Unvacillating Guardian Khloe. She is going to be a Dark Beast card, and I'll be taking a look at her leader skills, team skills, and active skills, and letting you know whether I recommend pulling for this card or not. So let's take a look at her leader skill first. We have only the first batch of runestones can be dissolved. When the team has only Beasts, Dragons, and Elves, you get a times 8.5 attack bonus and a times 2 HP and recovery bonus. Additionally, if you dissolve 10 or more runestones in the first batch, your team attack increases by 6 times additionally. As a standalone leader skill, this is going to be already pretty good. Her attack multipliers are pretty decent and pretty high up there in terms of today's standards. 8.5 is pretty high, and this extra times 6 attack multiplier is going to be even better. But now let's take a look at her team skills, since they usually complement the leader skills. So when the leader is Khloe, you get an extra 6 seconds of runestone movement time, regardlessly. All runestones possess the effect of other runestones. Skill CDs of all members will be reduced by 6 after entering the stage. The first batch of runestones to be dropped will be Beast runes. After you finish moving, all Beast runes, Frozen runes, Weather runes, Electrify runes will be exploded and be generated into Enchanted Bee runestones. If more than 5 runestones are exploded, damage will be dealt regardless of defense and puzzle shield. For every 5 runes exploded, you recover 20,000 HP to the max of 120,000 HP, and each member launches an extra attack to the max of 3 extra attacks if you explode 15 runestones. Every time a beast activates its active skill, Behemoth and Khloe will get a -1 CD reduction to their active skills if the leader is a beast, which if you're running Khloe, this is going to be true. So, overall, I do think she is going to be a really good leader, and she is going to be the best beast leader out there nowadays. In terms of beast leaders, we don't have that many beast cards. We have Dagda, which is starting to fall out of the meta, and now we have Khloe, which is going to be the best beast leader card in my opinion at this point. This is because her attack multipliers are pretty high, 8.5 and times 6 additionally. As a base damage multiplier in her leader skill, that is going to be pretty high. However, her team skills also benefit her leader skill as well. This extra 6 seconds of runestone movement time will allow you to dissolve more of your board, especially because you cannot rely on Skydrop. So this extra 6 seconds of regardlessly movement will allow you to spin even if you have time debuffs, and also clear a lot of your board and hit that 10 runestone multiplier. And as long as you dissolve 10 runes, you will get 10 beast runes as skydrop, and that will also trigger um, your explosion bonus, which will allow you to deal damage regardless of defense, and puzzle shield, which is going to be a really good inbuilt team skill to ignore shields. And you don't have to worry about puzzle shields, especially because you cannot rely on skydrop, and you might struggle a little bit in terms of um, rune drought and running out of attributes on your board. You also counter frozen runes, weather runes, and electrify runes because you are able to explode them at the end of the round, which means that you also don't have to bring utility with you to deal with these types of board debuffs. So overall, I think Khloe has a lot of flexibility in team building, especially because you can add beast, dragons, and elves to your team, which allows you to get more utility in your teams. But also, she has a lot of inbuilt uh, enemy skill counters. You can counter frozen, weather, electrified. Also, you can counter petrified because you ignore defense, and you can also ignore puzzle shield. So you don't have to spend team slots to break those shields, and you can bring damage buffers, or you can come with other shield breakers like initial shield, stealth shield, and other things like that. So that opens up your team for better team building, especially because you have so much built into the team skill. You also have the highest HP and recovery multiplier, or one of the highest HP and recovery multipliers. It's usually 1.3, 1.5, but Khloe gets a 2 times HP and recovery multiplier. Recovery for beasts and dragons are pretty bad, so multiply and recovery is not that useful. But if you have an elf member in your team, you're able to get that going and also recover a lot of health. But her team skill already takes care of that because you're able to recover 20,000 HP for every 5 runestones dissolved to the max of 120,000, which is going to be a pretty sizable amount of health, which means that Khloe is going to also be a really tanky team as well. The only downside to her team is going to be the lack of Skydrop because you're not able to dissolve any other runes other than the first batch. You cannot rely on Skydrop, but also this could mess you up in certain team scenarios or enemy skills. For example, condensed runes, which needs 2 layers to break. So Khloe can only break 1 layer at a time. So reliably, if the enemy has a 100% damage reduction, you will die unless you have a board refresh skill, or you're able to delay the enemy by 2 rounds so that you can have more time to break those condensed layers. Other things that I can think of with the first batch being dissolved is that you cannot stack runes against combo nullifying enemies like water trojans or like fire trojans, etc. If they create a lot of um, that element, or yeah, that attribute. For example, the ones that multiply the water runes based on how many runes you have on the board. Since you cannot dissolve them in the first batch, you have to explode them, which means that you have to bring a teammate that can explode those runes. But yeah, that Skydrop is also going to be one of her weaknesses, and also combo count is also going to be a concern. For example, high combo shields, for example, uh, 10 plus combos, 8 plus combos, things like that. Since the max amount you can get is going to be 10, unless you have a single dissolve like Ghosty, or if you have a 2 dissolve like Bulking, that is going to be one of the struggles for her to achieve high combos consistently. Her active skill will help with this, but her active skill is CD7, which means that you have 6 rounds where you have to fend for yourself in terms of combo count. Um, but like I said, there are ways around it. You can bring Ghosty, which is a guaranteed, uh, at least or easy way to increase your combo count to the max of 30 combos, or you can bring Bulking and other combo increasing cards. But yeah, overall, as a leader, I do think she is going to be a pretty good leader, the most flexible or the most powerful beast leader right now. Also, flexible team building skills because of the access to beasts, dragons, and elves. Pretty good damage multiplier, and also a lot of inbuilt enemy counters. But her struggle will be the lack of Skydrop, and that could come and bite you again in the butt later. So now let's take a look at her active skill. Like I said, it's going to be a CD7 skill and has the following effect. Modify non-race runestones to become beast runestones. For 2 rounds, if the damage received is less than your total HP, your damage received will be decreased by 80%. Beast, dragon, and elf attack will increase by 2 times. And for each raised runestone dissolved in the first batch, your combo count increases by 1 to the max of plus 15. So like I said, this is going to help Khloe fix her issue with high combo counts. You are able to get more combos with her active skill, but again, it is CD7, so you have to wait until your skill is ready before you can benefit from this high combo. In terms of the first effect, it pairs up really well with her leader skill and her team skill, because this allows you to explode all runestones on the board, which means that you will end up with an enchanted beast board, which prevents certain board debuffs from taking effect. For example, condensed runes will not be able to take effect, petrified runes will not be able to take effect, weathered and muck runes will not be able to take effect if you have enchanted raise runes at the start of the round. So this skill here is going to help you counter some board debuffs. And then for 2 rounds, you are going to get less damage. So if you have high HP, so bring Needhog or something to boost your HP to really high levels, you are going to benefit from a minus 80% damage reduction and allow you to be more tanky. Times 2 team attack, really nice bonus, and increase your attack even further. And I think the most important part is the fact that you can increase your combo count. So if anything, you don't have to bring any combo increasing cards. You can just rely on Khloe. But if there are more than one enemy with high combo shields, you might want to bring another one in your team as well. But yeah, overall, I do think this is going to be a pretty good active skill, and that pairs up really well with her leader skill. CD7 is going to be a little bit slow, but you do benefit from 2 rounds of this effect. So that also helps mitigate that. And like I said, if you bring a lot of low CD beast members, you can also get a -1 CD reduction on your active skill, which means that you can activate it faster and faster. So definitely bringing a beast card that has low cooldown might be able to benefit you. If you have the space for it, I would recommend the um, Earth Sniper, that's CD1. And then that way, you are sacrificing 1 slot in your team for that sniper because that sniper is not that useful unless you encounter Stealth Shield. But what you can consider it as is going to be a -2 on Khloe's cooldown every round. So -1 from activating your skill and -1 from the round passing. So this is going to allow you to activate Khloe faster and also benefit from her combo increase even better as well. But yeah, so overall, do I recommend pulling for her? I do think she is going to be the best beast leader up to date. And also the flexibility of building with dragons and elves is going to be really good. Um, However, Lunar New Year is going to come up next week, and there are going to be black gold cards coming out. So if you are lacking diamonds, I would say just wait for the news to come out. Usually the Tenacious Verb jackpots or the Madhead original jackpots will stay longer than the black gold cards. So you can decide whether if you get a good black gold card or if you get good members from pulling the black gold card, you can go and decide whether you want Khloe or not. Since she runs Beast, Dragon, and Elves, it does depend a little bit on your Beast, Dragon, and Elf inventory pool. So if you don't have that many Beast, Dragon, and Elves, it might not be a good choice for you. But again, since if you're pulling for black gold cards, you are going to get a lot of cards from that, and you might get those members for you. And it might be better to have Khloe in your inventory and then add members later. But again, I would say wait for the news before making a decision. I do highly recommend her as a leader. It seems that she's going to be pretty powerful, pretty tanky, and also pretty flexible as well. So I do recommend her as a leader, but again, it is a game, so it is up to you whether you want to play for it or if you want to save your diamonds for the New Year's Black Gold cards. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about this card. Please let me know in the comments if I said anything wrong or if I missed anything. And as always, stay tuned on my YouTube channel for more Tarot Saviors content. For now, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone!